Hello everyone, another day for cooking. It is quite warm outside, so I'm going to just do something that's hopefully simple and will be appetizing despite the warm weather. So the plan is I'm going to make beef strips with aubergine with a mustard infused sauce, and for the rice I'm going to do tomato infused rice with sweet corn, so some nice colors in there. And the plan of action will be I'll set up the rice and I'll show you what I've done, and then while the rice is cooking I will work through the beef dish, and I will show you each step as I go through it. Right, I'll start with the rice first because that's going to take about half an hour to cook. So while the rice is cooking I will make the beef. So the first thing I'm going to do, like with every time I do rice, I have a bit of oil. It's probably about 2 tablespoons or something, nothing too much. And then you can either measure it or just do it. I'm just going to add 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. Normally, if I had a tin of chopped tomatoes, I would have used those, but in absence of that, I'll just use tomato paste. Then what I will do is, I've got some sweet corn here. I'll just put the sweet corn, I'll try and avoid the water, just get all the sweet corn in there. And then give it a good mix. I haven't turned the heat on as yet. I just want to kind of give it a good mix. Then turn the heat on. It is low. I will let it cook for about a couple of minutes, and then I'll add the rice to it. Right, so this has just been cooking on a low heat. The reason I'm doing this is the tomato paste and the sweet corn are covered. Once I've done that, I'll take my rice. It's about 2.5 cupfuls of rice. It has been washed plenty of times just to get rid of the starch. In that goes. And again, at a low heat, I will just keep on mixing it till it's properly coated. Right, so I've just fried it a bit. All I've done is made sure that the rice is coated nicely with the tomato paste. Once I've done that, I'm going to just add chicken bouillon. So I've not put any salt, pepper or anything with the rice here. I'm putting in flavored chicken bouillon, which should give the rice the amount of salt it needs. So this is pre-prepared chicken bouillon from a packet. So about, I will say, 3/4 to an inch of water on top. We don't want to have too much water, otherwise it's not going to cook properly, and we don't want to have too little, it will burn. So rule of thumb, about 1/4 of an inch at least on top of the rice. Now I will just get this to the boil and then put on a kitchen foil and the lid. Idea being that the kitchen foil will seal the steam in. Right, so as soon as it started boiling, I've turned the heat down to the minimum. I've put the kitchen foil, covered it, and I'm just going to leave it on the minimum heat for the next 20 minutes and then turn it off, and then I'll just leave it till everything else is cooked and we're ready to serve. So while that's cooking, I will make a start on the beef dish. Right, for the beef dish, I've already prepared. I took thin beef slices and then cut them into strips, marinated it with a bit of corn flour, salt and pepper and mixed it, and just use a bit of oil to make sure it gets coated nicely. And then once it's been sitting there for a while, now I'm just going to fry it. Once it's fried for about a couple of minutes, I will take the meat out and add the aubergine and onions in there, let them fry, add a bit of stock to make sure it's all cooked properly. Then I'm going to make a mixture of the mustard and stock and cream mix and pour it on top and then turn it into a glaze. So I'm just going to fry this, the strips in oil. I think if your strips are a bit thicker and you coat them with corn flour individually, it will look a bit better, but these were quite thin strips, so some of them are a bit clumped together, but once we start making the sauce, they will separate. So I just need them to the pinkness to be gone, and then put them aside and do the aubergine and then the glaze. So basically, because this is coated with corn flour, I need to keep on stirring it. I don't want the corn flour to stick to the bottom. Normally it doesn't take that long. As soon as the pink bits that's there disappear, I'm just going to put that away and then prepare this pan for the aubergine, onions and aubergine. So more or less pink bits are gone. I think the couple of bits are there that they'll just cook once the heat is off anyway. So I'll now put this away and work on the aubergine. So I've got the aubergine, it's cubed, a bit of onion, and I just put that in the frying pan. I haven't put any salt and pepper on there. The idea here is we saute it in stock, fry it and saute it in stock, add the beef back and then add the mustard cream mixture and let the aubergine soak up that mustard flavour that way. So I'll fry these and then show you what the end result looks like. Right, so it's been sauteing in some of the beef stock that I made earlier. I'm just going to keep it covered till the water's gone, and then once the water's gone I will add the beef to it. This mixture, I've just taken 2 tablespoons of cream mustard, 2 tablespoons of double cream, mixed them up and then just used a bit of the stock to dissolve it into a liquid. Once I've got everything in the pan, I'll put this in along with the stock and just let the water evaporate. So as soon as this is done, I will add the meat to it and then the sauce. So the meat is now in. I'm just going to mix it up, just for a minute or so, and then I will pour in the mixture. Now I will let this simmer for a bit on low heat, and then depending on where we are, if I think it needs more stock to make it a bit thinner or the sauce a bit more runny, I'll use more stock. But for the next 5 minutes at least, I will just let it simmer. Right, so it's been simmering away for a bit. As you can see, it is starting to thicken up. Now, I would probably let it carry on at a very low heat for another few minutes. I want the aubergine to really soak up the mustard flavour, and then once that's done I will add some stock just to turn it into a slightly thick sauce, because we want the sauce to go with the rice. For the rice, I've done, after 18 minutes I turned the heat off. Now it's just sitting there and it'll carry on, it'll just stay like that until I've finished cooking and ready to serve. So it's just been simmering away on a very low heat. I think it's done now. I'm just going to add some stock to make the sauce slightly thinner, and then just let it cook for a bit. Again, we just want the sauce to be thick enough so that it goes nicely with the rice. We don't want it too runny, and there's plenty of corn flour in there to thicken it up. So just see where it will be just about thick, keeping in mind there's corn flour in there. I'll show you once I've got to the end. So I've just let it simmer for a bit, and now just put it in the pan. So it's about right in my view. It'll go nicely with rice. And now I'm going to work on the rice and get that ready. Right, now that I've done the beef, I'm going to complete the rice. It's been sitting there for a while. Because it's all shut, I have no idea whether it's done or not. It's been in there for the right amount of time, so fingers crossed. Yeah. So basically, it has absorbed all the water, it's in there. Now the way to do it would be you separate it using a fork. So we do it this way, and once I've done this I will show you. So this is what the rice now looks like. Just use the fork to make sure there's no clumps in there. And this was it, the rice and the mustard and aubergine beef. Right, so now there's the finished items. This is the beef, aubergine and the mustard sauce. This is just tomato infused rice with sweet corn. It is a simple dish. Alex is now going to test it and give some feedback on whether he thinks it's good or not. Thank you so much.
Hello friends, hopefully you like another video by Mark, and looks everything delicious and smells very delicious as well. Let's try a little bit. As you know, we've got very hot weather right now. You don't want to eat a lot, but to be honest, just at least something. So delicious. And it's very nice. Thank you, Mark. On this tasty note from my side, I want to say goodbyes for you as well. All the best for you, and keep eye on further videos by Mark. Bye.